All right, here we go. Part 3 of our draft Q&A. Let's keep it going. Jacob Tubin. Do you think the Vikings will trade up in the 2023 draft to get the quarterback future depending on how Kirk plays? Potentially. I think a lot rides on how Kellen Mond interacts with the new coaching staff as well, plus how he looks in preseason. Because if they see him, if Kevin Collins finds like, hey, Kellen Mond is going to be the guy in 2024, then probably not. But if he's not, then I think everything's on the table. Mike, Xander Horvath as offensive weapon, power back, fullback, tight end, has great hands, can put him in the slot. What do you think? Well, the Vikings are one of the few teams that actually utilize the fullback, and we have one of the best ones in the league in C.J. Ham, but he is entering year 7, so I guess don't take anything off the table. Joshua Enderla. Wouldn't it make sense for a quarterback-hungry team to not draft quarterbacks this go-around, blah, 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 blah. I think it's always dangerous to just try and pick your spots because some of these, some of these quarterbacks, even though it's seen as a down year, could turn into stars. Some of the quarterbacks next year who are seen as sure things could bust. So I think that if you work out a quarterback and you see that he's the guy this year, just take him, because with the rookie wage scale, like missing on a quarterback at the top of the draft isn't as prohibitive as it was in previous years. Plus, if it doesn't work out year 1, you can still move on, a la Josh Rosen and Kyler Murray with the Cardinals, right? So I think that the whole thing of, well, if you miss on quarterback, it sets your franchise back 5 years. Not really. Not really. The money is money. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Like Justin Herbert's making $6.6 million this year. Who cares? Same Tua's making like $6.8 million this year. Who cares? And then also, I mean, if he's not the guy, just draft a quarterback next year. Washington Red Wolves. Are you going to live stream the draft? Yeesh. Draft day food choice. When we're working, I actually don't eat a lot because the whole talking thing. Plus, I don't like the feeling of being like full or bloated. But draft day food choice. So we've been really big on like Asian soups lately. So we're making our own pho, or making our own ramen. So it could be something like that, where just lots of vegetables, really nice broth, a couple slices of meat tossed in there. Yeah, go and get it. Martin Schmidt. And you please do a live stream for the first 2 rounds. We'll at least do 1 through 12. So from there, we'll see. Tyler Brush, 1 late round pick you love and 1 early pick you'd hate. Late round pick I love. Derek Deese, the tight end from San Jose State, I love a lot. I think Logan Hall, well, he's not really a late round pick. Let's see, late round pick that I love. I would love De'Aaron King as a priority UDFA, where not as a quarterback, but just as a wide receiver, gadget type player, return man. I think that his athletic ability as well as intangibles, that makes him really, really interesting. I'm all about a gadget player though, so that's me. Early pick that I would hate. There isn't really any early pick that I would hate. Outside of taking a guy who is seen as like a top 50 player at 12. There isn't really a combination where I would just be upset about. I don't really see that happening. Ben L, a larger need, offensive line or DB if Stingley and Linderbaum are available. Well, this is a spot where if it's just the players, I would take Stingley. But if you factor in the depth of the class, I would take Linderbaum. It's close, man. It's super close. All right, so you can get a perfectly capable and competent cornerback in round 2. Like we said, Emerson, maybe Kyler Gordon, Roger McCreary, etc. You're not going to get... All right, so as good a cornerbacks they are, you're not going to get as good of an offensive lineman in the second round. Now, you get some projects, sure. I mean, Cole Strange will be there. That one's close. I mean, flip a coin on that one, but I would lean towards Linderbaum in that specific situation. Even though, God, I love Stingley. The Beast on drums. There's always gems in later rounds. Who are the main guys that are the biggest sleepers? So, like I mentioned, Derek Deese, Calvin Austin. I think Cole Strange is up there too, even though he's not like a sleeper. Even though I just sort of shat on him. What can you do? I think Ed Ingram, LSU, is really intriguing. Although, big school, how can you be a sleeper? I think Sky Moore has the potential to be a first-round pick. But we're talking late. I think that the quarterback from Brown, the name escapes me right now. He does have some good tape, but also he's got to come over that limitation of being a late-round quarterback as well as Ivy League, etc. Mario Goodrich, cornerback from Clemson. I know that Booth gets all the love and attention, but I think Mario Goodrich is going to be a great professional cornerback. I think that he's going to be somewhere in the mid-rounds. Weston WJB, quarterback 3. First round this year, if we still have it drafting cornerback like Stingley, but if we trade down Lindblom all the way. Yeesh. Mondo Loyoyo. Hamilton at 12 or McDuffie plus some capital at 17. I would just take Hamilton at 12. Troy Gunkel. If Stingley starts off the board, should we trade back? Try your best. Or take Stingley. Or not Stingley. McDuffie or Linderbaum, etc. Skull Underground. The Chiefs call you up and offer 29 and 30, yes. For 12 and 156. You take a trade offer? Yes. Who are you taking with the picks? I would target Kyler Gordon. I would target George Pickens or Jahan Dotson. I would target Zion Johnson if he's there, or maybe Kenyon Green. I would even take a dart throw on Ojabo. David Ojabo, the edge rusher from Michigan who popped his Achilles, if he's there, which he probably will be. Linktown Blue. I would think about Lewis Seen or Jaquan Brisker. Think about safety. Do you think if Hamilton falls at 12, the Vikings actually take him? Yes. Yeah, I think they will. And they can find ways to have Hamilton and Harrison and Cameron Bynum on the field at the same time. Yeah, absolutely. Matt Desmond. Since Kirk is quarterback, I think they might have to go offensive line first again, then cornerback in second round. I wonder if offensive line first round will be a surprise pick. Everyone expecting them to take corner or trade down. Yeah, I think that's fair. And just like how we laid out, I think that the depth in the secondary, especially cornerback, could make sense for them to really load up in day 2 and just take the pinnacle offensive lineman in round 1. Boom chow. Any shot the Vikings trade down and go after Dax Hill or Jalen Petrie? I would chase Petrie if we got the Chiefs picks too. Or would the Vikings like a guy like Garrett Wilson if he falls at 12? It'd be hard to pass on Wilson. He checks all the boxes. I think stylistically he is Stephon Diggs. But Dax Hill, Petrie, man, I really like Petrie. I like Dax Hill as well. But for me, I would have. So my safety rankings, just back of the envelope, it would be Hamilton. It would be Hamilton. It would be Seen. It would be Brisker. It would be Petrie. It would be Hill. Yeah, but it's a good safety class. Derek Johnson. Lace rumor has it trade up, get 2 for Pittsburgh, and have more picks next year. Yes. Yeesh. Harvey Melbar. Shouldn't we draft a quarterback at 12 with Wilson there? I mean, again, Pittsburgh, Anger Kirk. I mean, yeah. And like we said before, you could try and drum up a trade market after you pick him, or you can keep him. Whether it's Willis, whether it's Pickett, whether it's whatever. Diego said, what is Desmond Ritter's ceiling? Do you think we can get him in the second round? Or do you think we can pick him back at 12? I do believe that the steam of Desmond Ridder going in the first round, I think that he would be hard-pressed to get past the Saints and the Steelers, because I think that if they want to compete right away, I think Ridder is the most pro-ready quarterback, quote-unquote, even though that's a nonchalant term. But I do like him. I don't think he'll get it the second round. Cody Horney. Nailed it. If Stingley and Jameson Williams are both there at 12, who do you take? Stingley, but it's close. Chase Herman. Are you heading to the draft? So I'll see you there. I'm not, but I'm actually going to Vegas the day after the draft, just as sort of a combination work trip as well as just blowing off some steam after draft season, etc. Miles, Matt Corral, or Kenny Pickett at 46 if you had to go quarterback due to BPA. I would take Pickett. Yeah. Corral, I see the upside, but I think Pickett does have a larger ceiling. Michael Jordan, Johan. Is Derek Stingley worth the pick? Yes. All the physical tools are there, but injury history is scary. Excuse of being bored. One of the best football schools. Blah, 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 blah. He's worth the risk. I think that his ceiling is. I think Sauce and him have the same ceiling, but I think Sauce has a higher floor. But if you're going to roll the bones, go ahead. I think Stingley could become an all-pro cornerback. Prez, simple question, all things considered, stats, type of player, leadership, skills, and potential, Sauce or Stingley? Well, like we just alluded to, I think Sauce has the higher floor because of the health issues with Stingley. There hasn't really been anything talked about really red flags with Sauce. So I think he is a safer pick, so he would be my selection. Stingley, though, yeah, you're going to gamble. Get after it. Stuff and more Hot Wheels. You make a billion videos saying Vikings need to draft player at 12, who they actually drafted 12. I think they'll take Stingley if he's there. Stefan, sure. What's the possibility of a trade down? How far is too far? Well, let's take a gander. I think that the Saints at 19, Steelers at 20, probably not Saints at 16, is legit. I think that trading out of the first round is not great. I think that if they traded with the Chiefs and getting both 29 and 30 would make some sense, but that's really it. Not moving down for a singular first later on. Unless, hey, Lions, hey, 32 and 33 or 32 and 34, whatever the pick is. Next up. McCoy Lockyer. If we draft Kyle Hamilton, would you want Cam to move back to corner? It would be a possibility. I think that he could operate from the slot. Him and Shondon Sullivan. Yeah, I think that you can find a way to have three of them on the field at the same time. Anthony Edwards. What the change Isaiah Weston? He went from St. Michael, Albertville, blah blah blah. Played Northern Iowa. Some mock drafts have him going 7th round. Yeah, I mean, Weston's not even listed on some of these mock drafts, but I'm not sure why. So all the hype around Christian Watson, there should be similar hype to Isaiah Weston. He's an absolute physical freak. # one of us. The mock drafts that he is available, I do like selecting him in the 7th, or at minimum, priority UDFA would make sense. The Vikings would have the inside track since local school, local guy. I think that Weston's physical tools are really intriguing. Alex Heitlinger. If Kwesi does a ton of training up or down, a la Trader Rick, what should his new nickname be? I don't know. Trader Rick was such a good nickname. We'd have to work on that because you can't just go Trader Kwesi. Dealing Kwesi, dealer, elevator Kwesi, moving up and down. We'll work on it. We'll workshop it. Eloy and Zulada. What do you think the Vikings will do? Do you have any hunch? I think that they'll go cornerback. AJ Hasendorf, draft Derek Stingley Jr. Let's go Skol SU. Tristan Bailey, Cavion, Sauce, or Hamilton fall at 12. Who are you taking? I would take Sauce, Hamilton, Thibodeau. There you go. Connor Keck, big sleepers for day 2 at any position. Cole Strange, the center from Chattanooga. I think Calvin Austin third, coming in as a gadget player, yes. Logan Hall, the edge rusher from Houston, I think is really getting slept on. Brian Asamoah, just a fantastic linebacker from Oklahoma. I think that he deserves more steam, as well as George Pickens. I mean, George Pickens, when it's all said and done, he may move into the top 5 wide receivers, man. I may put him above Olave. Krim, why not go on this year? Draft Stingler or Hamilton 12 available. First round, draft Jordan Davis. I would love it. Love it. Go get it. Cool kid. Trade down and get Travon Walker and then draft Tariq Woolen in rounds 2 or 3. I don't think you can trade down and get Walker. I think that he will go in the top 11. Edward Johnson, Ozma, Sauce Gardner, Stingley are off the board. I would like to see him go with Trash McDuffie. Why Trash McDuffie? Trent McDuffie. Close enough. LM. Who do you think the cutest draft prospect is? Well, Kenan Pick has got the hair, but the marvelous Marcus Jones, I think he's the shortest player, or he's certainly in there. Or I don't know, short players are always cute. Like Demetric Felton, just getting it, probably to UCLA, picked up by the Browns, and Kwesi because of Moneyball, turned into their great special teamer as well as third down back. Yeah, Miles. Who do you want at 12? Or who's your prediction at 12? I want Stingley. Prediction: Jermaine Johnson. I don't know. They could do something random. Went all pretty Ricky on this draft. Oh, boy. So you got Bonito, Ritter, Muma, McCreary, Kennard, Parham, Marcus Jones. I'm in. Calcaterra. Yeah, I'm in. Eric Mantefu. Somehow Hamilton and Stingley still on board at 12. Stingley. Alex who is Moritz Boringer of this draft, and will the Vikings draft him? Well, easy answer would be Bernard Raymond, but in terms of like a later round guy, I think Sean Ryan from UCLA. Like, there isn't a pure international guy that's getting a lot of steam, but Sean Ryan is a former rugby guy, track and field guy who they had playing left tackle. Really intriguing. I think he'll go early day 3, mid day 3, somewhere in there. So, but I actually think he has a chance to play. 12-3. What's the number one position the Vikings should go for? Corner. Angel Dutz Sr. New York style pizza or Chicago style pizza? I would say New York. But Chicago style, especially on a cold day, yeah, get some. Just get a hot tub full of pizza. David Diddler. Knowing the center is the only position we could draft starter off, assuming both corners gone. Should trade down and take first round Garner Linderbaum, or just stick and pick Linderbaum. I mean, there's no guarantees that he's not going to go or someone's not going to leapfrog you. I think that Linderbaum getting past the Ravens at 14 would be a surprise, or even the Texans at 13. Rudy Peel. Why do people think G-Dub is leagues better than Chris Olave? He's not much of a difference. I think that he is better, but not leagues better. But I think Garrett Wilson. Yeah, I mean they're both extremely talented, both first round picks. But I'll lean slightly Garrett Wilson. Slug the Slug. Do the Vikings draft DSJ, Derek Stingley Jr. or McDuffie? If both are on the board, I would take Stingley. John. How would drafting a quarterback early and cutting Kirk mid-season affect the team? Well, they'd have to eat a lot of dead cap, so it's not going to happen. Zach Hazley's odds the Vikings trade up. I put it at 5%, so 1 in 20. Todd Haysbrook. I'm not sure how the scenario would happen if the Vikings trade up in the 3rd overall pick and both Sauce and Hutchinson are on the board. Who would the Vikings take? Well, I mean, if you're trading up that far, you should have a plan. And it's not like they're going to trade up before the draft happens, but Hutchinson would be tempting. We'll be honest there. So I would take Hutchinson over Sauce. Jens Harold Claudius. Kingsley and Ngbari at 46, yes or no? I would say yes. Just reuniting him with DJ Wanham as well as Chris Rumpf, former Gamecock back in the day. Clint Resick, Super Bowl bound. Yeesh. Coach Figgy, best draft day snack. Well, I said soup, but I mean you can't go wrong with chicken wings, man. David Hill, best draft beer. I feel like this is like a dumb answer, but I feel like there's something about Shock Top or Blue Moon if it's on tap. There's just something about those type of Belgian wheat beers where if it's in a cup and a breeze, and as opposed to if you get a bottle or a can, whatever, and it actually breeze and like the coriander like picks up. And yeah, obviously you got to toss an orange in there. But I actually feel like beers like that are better draft. So there you go. But overall, like, what do we like now? There's so I'm not really an IPA guy. I'm more of like a Pilsner or Kolsch or wit beer type guy, or lager, whatever. So there, Udapils has one now, the Skolsch. So it's a Kolsch, but Vikings inspired, so that's really good. There's a beer called the Fugazi. I forget what it was, but yeah, that's good as well. We can do a beer podcast sometime. Thomas Supringer. No questions. I only wish we had ability to grab sauce. Indeed. Opinions on mug. Mugs are great. You pour stuff into them. Philip Eschweiler. Which position should the Vikings not draft besides specialists? I don't think there's any positions that are off limits. Like, even if like we said, if Charles Cross is there at 12, even though he's a tackle by trade, take him. You'll figure out where he plays. Rudy Peel, what are your thoughts on Leo Chanel? He's a stupid Badger, but he's a phenomenal player, and I think that he'd be great value in the 2nd round. Dale Ellis. Dan Ellis. Nah. Absolutely at some point. There you go. Bawa to Ba. It's Tyler Linderbaum, Garrett Bradbury 2.0. He's got the attributes, but he's got a better anchor. So he's like the better version of Bradbury. Evan Stingley over Sauce. I mean, potential-wise, it's pretty close. Floor-wise, no. But that's it. Let's take a look at a bunch of Q&As. We went through all 132, I think. I think we did. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for chiming in. You guys are the best. Keep it locked for more Vikings content and whatnot. Skol, production value.